Hello children, this is your first English lesson for the week. This week we would normally be doing this together in class, but you're going to be doing it as your home learning. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be looking at a book throughout this PowerPoint. And this book is a little bit of a different book because it doesn't actually have any writing in. So all this book has is some pictures. Okay, now the book that we're going to focus on this week is a book that every class is going to be looking at. Okay, and this is a book that we're focusing on for our transition. So that means that when you get to the junior school in September, those children at the junior school would have done some work on this book as well. So everybody in every class at Portway Infant School and Portway Junior School will have had a look at some different pages of this book. Okay, so there are some questions on this slide which says, what is behind the black shape, what is a journey, and what do you predict happens in this story? Now on this slide, this is the front cover of the book that we're going to be focusing on, and this book is called Journey. Okay, so that's the title of the book at the top. So I would like to see if you can tell your grown-up who is the author of this book. So who came up with the ideas for this book? Can you spot their name? That's right, it's Aaron Becker. Okay, and I want you to have a really careful look at the front cover of this book. And just like we would normally do, we talk about what the story might be about. Even though there's no words in our story, we can still have a prediction using just pictures. Okay, so first of all, I want you to have a look at this front cover, and I can see a black shape at the bottom. Now tell your grown-up, what do you think is behind the black shape? Could it be a person who might live in that big castle? Could it be another part of the grass? Could it be an animal? Tell your grown-up what you think it could be. Okay, so I'm sure you had lots and lots of wonderful ideas. Can you tell your grown-up what you think a journey is? What do you think this book's going to be about? So what do you predict is going to happen in this story? So it's called Journey. That's the title of our book. What do you think it's going to be about? Well, I guess that lots of you had some super answers, and I wish we were doing this together in class today. But if you would like to, you can write your answers down to those questions on a piece of paper and ask your grown-up to send them to me, because I would love to know what you said a journey might be and what you think is going to happen in the story. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next slide so we can see this next page. Okay, so it says what is happening on this page and how is it the same and different to the cover? So talk to your grown-up about the difference between this slide and the slide before. You can go back to that one so you can have a look and have a talk about the difference. What's happening? What can you see in this picture on this page that's different to the page before? Okay. So I'm just going to flick through the next few slides that are the next few pages in our book. And there aren't any words, remember, but I want you to look really carefully at the pictures and maybe the faces of different people. And I think the girl in this picture here next to the red scooter might be the main character of our story. So on this page I can see some people in their houses, one person sat at their computer. I can see some children playing. See some traffic lights, some roads, lots of big buildings in the background. On this slide, tell your grown-up what types of things are happening. What can you see? I can see the same girl again, and this time she's got a red kite and something else that's red in her hand on the bottom photograph. Maybe her favourite colour is red. You tell your grown-up what you think is happening in these pictures. Who do you think that man and lady are? Could they be her grown-ups? Could they be her friends? And then over here, tell your grown-up if you look at the picture on the right-hand side where the little girl sat in her bedroom, tell your grown-up how she might be feeling. Use that picture to help you to come up with some ideas. Okay, have a look at the pictures on this slide. What do you think she's doing in her bedroom? What can you see that's scattered all over the floor? I can see a red pencil. Maybe it's a magic red pencil or a magic red pen. And then have a look at the other three pictures. She looks like she's beginning to write something. And then all of a sudden she goes out of a red door. Now, if we look at this picture, some of you might be familiar with this because we've actually used this picture for one of our big writes a couple of weeks ago. And we spoke about where the girl might be going, and we said maybe you can write about her going on an adventure in the forest. And I think some of you wrote that the little girl went back through the red door and she ended up underground and she went on a different adventure and she met some different people. So if you can remember writing a big write about that, you can tell your grown up a little bit about it, because that was, again, that had no words in our story. We just used a picture to help us to write some creative stories of what might be happening. So look now again at this picture that we've looked at before. What might be happening in this story? Is she gone into a forest, or is she a little bit lost? So this is the next part after she's come out of the door. It looks like she's trying to cross a little bridge, but on the right hand side it looks like she's trying to do some fishing. And then it looks like she's drawn a red boat and she's sailing off in her red boat. So you tell your grown up where she might be going now. Okay, so here it's the same picture that was on our front cover of the book. And you can see her there in her little red boat. Tell your grown up where she might be going. Who might she be going to visit? What might she be doing at a castle? Is she on a journey to the castle? Is this where she wants to go? Has she just ended up here? Tell your grown up your ideas of what's happening in this part of our story. And now the little girl's inside the castle. How do you think those people in the picture are feeling? What are they doing that tells you that they might be feeling happy, they might be feeling excited? I can see that they're doing something that tells me that they're feeling happy. Does the girl know these people? Is she a visitor there? Is she a regular person to the castle? Keep telling your grown up all of these different ideas that you're coming up with. Now, what do you think's happening in this picture? Uh-oh. I know that something hasn't. I don't think she would be really happy with this. See if you can tell your grown up what's happened to the girl. And now she's in a hot air balloon and it's red, so her favourite colour must be red, or maybe it's a precious colour to her. Maybe it has some meaning of why it's red. How do you think those people in the little watchtower are feeling now? They look like they're waving her off. Where might they be waving her to? Where could she be going? What's that in the sky? Tell your grown-up. And now there's some more things that are flying past. Now remember, just because there's no words in our story doesn't mean that we can't use those pictures to help us to predict what might be happening, what's going on. Why has she still got a red pen or a red pencil in her hand? Is she going to draw something else and create something else? Okay, so have a look at this picture really, really carefully. What do you think this might be? It looks like a big machine in the sky. Is it a magic machine? Is it going to help the girl to get somewhere? Why is it in the sky? I wonder what it's doing there. Tell your grown-up. Okay, and have another look at this picture. You can see some people at the top there. What do you think they're doing? And the little girl's got off her hot air balloon and she looks like she's running towards the door. Where could she be going? So, I would like you to go back through those slides and have one more look at those pictures and keep talking to your grown-up about what might be happening throughout this story. Where might she be going? Where's she going on a journey to? What type of journey is she going on? So our questions on this slide say, what is this? So what is this machine, big machine in the sky? Where is it going to? Okay, we don't know that because we've not seen the next few pictures in the book. So what I want you to do is to tell your grown-up, I want you to use your super prediction skills of where this machine might be going to. What is this? Is it a machine? You might think it's something different to what Miss Moore thinks. So what I would like you to do for your activity today in English is you're going to draw this picture. So on a piece of paper, you're going to draw this picture. Okay, now you can use the picture to help you to draw it. I want you to look closely at the picture when you're drawing it so you can include lots of the detail that's on there. When you've drawn your picture, you're going to think about what the different parts could be. So where these lines are coming out from on this slide, that's what you're going to think about what those different parts could be. Okay, and then on your picture, you're going to label what those 3 parts could be. So you might need a little bit of help from your grown-up to remind you which 3 parts you've got to label. Okay, and you can just call it the journey at the top, okay, or journey, and it's your piece of work. Now when you do this piece of work, when you send it in, Miss Moore is going to look at it and hopefully I will be able to get it from you so that we can put it together, because I think your junior teachers might be wanting to see this piece of work. Okay, so take your time with it, have lots of fun, and I can't wait to see all of your different ideas of what you think these different parts could be. And maybe some of you don't think it's a machine, so I can't wait to see what you think it is. Have lots of fun, and remember that when you've finished, when you've drawn it on a piece of paper, keep that piece of paper really safe, because when we get back to school, I will probably be asking for you to bring it into school. Okay, so have lots of fun, enjoy, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye for now.